You know the routine. It's probably the first thing you do when you get up and the last thing you do before bed. A simple squeeze of paste onto a brush. It's so automatic, right? We barely even think about it. But what if you did? Have you ever actually stopped and wondered what you're putting in your mouth every single day? What's the real science behind that minty fresh feeling? Well, today, we're going to dive in and find out. So it turns out, it's not just some minty soap. A modern tube of toothpaste is actually this pretty complex formula. We're talking about 13 key components all working together in perfect harmony. So let's break them down. Okay, first up, let's talk about the ingredients that are really on the front lines of your dental health. You can think of this group as the health and protection crew. Their job is, without a doubt, the most important one, keeping your teeth strong and your mouth healthy.
And on this crew, we've got three main players. Fluoride, the powerhouse defender, antibacterial agents, which keep the bad guys in check, and desensitizing agents, the specialists for sensitive teeth.
Let's start with the star player, the one you've definitely heard of, fluoride. And there's a good reason it gets all the attention. Its main job is to basically armor up your tooth enamel, making it way more resistant to the acid attacks from bacteria and all the sugar you eat. It's your #1 defense against cavities. Next, you've got the antibacterial agents. You see, your mouth is like a bustling city of bacteria. Some are good, some are bad. These agents are like the security force, working to bring down the population of the harmful bacteria that cause plaque, gingivitis, and, yep, bad breath.
And for anyone out there who's ever flinched after a sip of ice water, the desensitizing agents are your absolute best friend. They block the little pathways to the nerves inside your teeth, which seriously cuts down on that sharp, sudden pain you get from hot, cold, or sweet stuff. So, our teeth are now protected. But how do we actually get them clean? Well, for that, you need to call in the deep cleaning team. These are the ingredients that give you that satisfying, powerful scrub and polish.
This powerhouse team is made up of abrasive agents for the actual scrubbing, foaming agents to spread everything around, and whitening agents to get you that bright smile.
And what's really cool is how they work together, like a little 3-step process in every brushstroke. First, the abrasives scrub off all the gunk. Then, the foam carries the active ingredients everywhere. And finally, the whitening agents get to work on any surface stains. It's a team effort. Abrasive agents are pretty much the elbow grease in the tube. They're these tiny, gentle particles, things like hydrated silica, which is basically a superfine, purified sand, and they're designed to scrub away plaque and food bits. The key here is they're effective, but they're not harsh enough to scratch or damage your precious enamel. You ever wonder why toothpaste foams up so much? That's the foaming agents doing their thing. And that lather isn't just for show, you know? It actually helps all the other ingredients spread out and cover every single nook and cranny of your teeth, making sure you get a really deep clean. And finally, for that pearly white finish, you have the whitening agents. Now, these don't usually change the natural color of your teeth. Instead, they're really good at breaking down and lifting away the surface stains. You know, the ones from coffee, tea, and red wine. All right, our teeth are protected and they're clean. But what actually makes toothpaste, well, toothpaste? You know, that unique texture, the fresh taste, the fact that it doesn't dry into a solid brick in the tube. For that, we turn to our final group, feel and flavor formula. And wow, this is a big team. We're talking humectants, thickeners, flavors, sweeteners, dyes, preservatives, and the foundation all, purified water. This is the crew that's all about the user experience. First off, humectants. Their job is super simple but absolutely vital. They hold on to water. Without them, your toothpaste would dry out and turn into a hard, useless block. They are literally what keeps the paste a paste.
Next up are the thickeners. They're the reason toothpaste has that familiar, stable body, that gel or paste consistency that lets it sit nicely on your brush instead of just dripping off into the sink.
And let's be honest, nobody wants to brush their teeth with something that tastes awful. That's where flavors come in, usually mint, to give you that fresh, clean feeling. And to make it taste good, sweeteners are added. But don't worry, these are non-sugar sweeteners, so they won't cause cavities. You know those cool red or blue stripes in your toothpaste? That's all thanks to dyes, added just to make it look nice. Meanwhile, you have preservatives working behind the scenes, making sure no nasty bacteria or microbes start growing in the tube. They keep it safe and effective for a long time.
And finally, we have the unsung hero of the whole operation, purified water. It's the solvent that holds everything else together. Every single one of those other 12 ingredients is dissolved or suspended in water to create the final product you squeeze onto your brush.
So there you have it, the 13 essential pieces of the puzzle, from the cavity fighters to the flavor makers. I think the big takeaway here is really simple. It's incredibly useful to know what's in your tube.
There's actually a saying in French that sums this up perfectly. Comprenez ce que vous utilisez pour mieux protéger votre santé. It just means understand what you use to better protect your health. And that's really the whole point.
Because when you understand what these components do, you can walk down that dental care aisle and make a truly informed choice. You're not just buying into the marketing hype, you're picking a product with the right ingredients for your specific needs. It really makes you think, doesn't it? All this complex science is just hiding in plain sight in so many things we use every single day. So that leaves just one question. What everyday product should we break down next?